Nigga, that's not yours. This is yours.
That's crazy. Are we good? Yeah, we here? All right,
Yeah,
I'm heard.
We good as long as you stay on the mic.
I'm heard.
You like to lean back and shit.
I do. That's why I want to make sure this shit catch everything. But what did I say? Yeah, with the ADHD shit or ADD thing, it's like, granted, through actual tests and research and analysis and all that extra shit they do when they observe you or whatever the case is, they peep certain things. But you gotta observe me in my natural habitat, not in no lab, not at y'all place where y'all tell me I gotta pull up every Thursday and take a test or some shit. Like, catch me in my natural shit. So granted, niggas do get distracted or whatever the case is, okay, but a lot of people do. Some people focus better than others.
Mm-hmm.
But to sit there and give me that label now as an adult, I'm telling people, oh, yeah, I got ADHD. Nah, nigga, you just never really focused on paying attention. Or you're not trying to, catch what's going on. But if there is a real stint in your
See, but that's right back to what I mean by enabling some shit, because that ADHD don't mean shit but a hyperactive child, bro. But the fact that as a child you heard that shit and you just sat with it, you never thought about trying to fix it or get to the root of it. You just like, fuck it, I got ADHD, until you get older and realize, hey,
nah, I just need more shit to do.
That's it. I needed something to actually focus on and not some easy shit or not some boring shit.
And that's the craziest shit. The same people that you say got ADHD or ADD, they able to solve y'all shit quick. You have a whole issue you've been dealing with for the past, a problem that you've been trying to figure out.
Forever.
Some shit you've been trying to put together. And that same person that you say can't focus, they come knock that shit out, and now they looking at you like,
I need something else to do.
But now you want to give me a pill so that I can slow down like you.
Uh-huh.
You mad because I'm not like you?
Give you a pill to handicap yourself and give you something else to also depend on.
And then another way that I end up looking at it is like, to people who have the means to provide their children with tons of programs and activities and different shit to be involved in until it's time for them to come home, take a shower, do their homework, and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That same kid might have ADHD, but he has piano recital, he has kung fu, he has this painting shit that he does.
Keep him busy.
You feel me? Because they got the means to do it. But to the folks that don't, or the ones who might not be patient enough to want to do it,
yeah, it's
like, fuck it. Hey, the doctor told me to give you this.
Shit be boring. That's all. Shit be boring. That's why it's an attention deficit, because the shit is boring. It's not holding my attention. I don't have an attention problem. I have a problem paying attention to the shit that you giving me, because it's boring. It's not interesting. It's not.
Or it's not being given to me in an interesting way. It's being served,
that part.
Being served up lame.
That part. You're not giving it to me interestingly enough.
Like that steak that you like to get, if that shit was just thrown on a paper plate and just handed to you,
it won't look right. It wouldn't be as fulfilling.
But then you get that plate and everything nice and proportionate or whatever, and then you like, yo, this is the best steak ever. Nigga, you could have made that shit at the crib, but you went to this restaurant that did it up nice for you. So you paid them the $100 for it.
It's $100 for it. God damn. Well, maybe I'm just a broke nigga, but boy, listen.
The experiences are different. Experiences be different, though.
I mean, I guess it's experience wise, but I'm not even a steak fan, so.
No.
I can give a fuck about paying. I'm switching the conversation on to $100 steak. Yeah, no, not for me. I don't even like steak like that.
But damn, like, I'm just, all right. So all right, whatever it is, God damn it, the salmon.
No, you can keep it
catfish.
Not salmon either, because I could ruin a lot of you motherfuckers that feel like y'all be eating that healthy ass salmon. That shit be farm raised and died like a motherfucker. Y'all eating colored meat, and y'all want to act like y'all eat some healthy shit. Half of y'all salmon get killed and caught, it be gray, and y'all eating pink salmon, and y'all don't even understand how the fuck and why the fuck. But that's on y'all. I'm gonna leave it right there. Y'all want to talk about my pork? Let's talk about your salmon that's painted pink.
Yo, bitch. whoa! Someone felt the time.
My bad. Intro the plug.
Someone felt the time. God.
For real though, cause you got the motherfuckers be acting like they be holier than thou. Oh yes, all I eat is salmon, or all I eat is this, but your salmon is farm raised. Your salmon come out with pasty gray looking meat, but you eat it and it's pink when you grab it. When you grab it from the store, the shit pink. But when it was killed and packaged, well, I ain't gonna say packaged, but when it was killed and sent off to be sold and monetized, it was dyed pink. Nigga, you eating colored meat, and I ain't talking about black people.
I can't smash my cup.
But it's all good, dog.
It's crazy.
I ain't attacking nobody, man. You want to be, live how you live. Fuck it. If you like it, I love it. Cause, like I said, I eat pork, so it ain't that. At least I know my shit unhealthy. I ain't thinking I'm eating some healthy shit. Hey, I know what I'm eating. I know I'm eating some fucked up shit. You niggas on the other hand eating all y'all fake ass organic shit that done been sprayed with unorganic items. Fuck me. Intro the podcast. That's why I go the fuck off. About to go the fuck off for no reason. Nigga mentioned $100 steak and now I'm snapping. I done went from $100 steaks to vegetarians and pescatarians and shit.
That's my fault.
You triggered me.
Why I can't just chill without the other shit? You be all up in my phone when I put it down. I was about to get a 7, now I need an ounce. When I leave, you call my phone. When you coming back, wanna know my location like a Uber app. Wanna get high with my niggas while we talk paper. Roll it in the guava leaf for the raw paper. Eyes low, bloodshot red.
Okay. Just in case you're a salmon lover.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. I done had some salmon that had a nigga feeling sick. Like dead ass. I done had some salmon that I was like, yo, this is not how we make salmon at the crib. We prepare that bitch to tea. You know what I'm saying? This shit right here, this shit's fried hard.
Thing about salmon,
not even fried. It's not fried hard. It was overcooked. You know what I'm saying? So I've had fried salmon. I tried that. This was overcooked salmon. Like that shit was just hard. I was starving.
But
I think that's when I got hit with COVID too.
Yeah.
I was starving.
Yeah, but fried hard don't mean you should feel sick afterwards. It just mean it wasn't good. It wasn't prepared good.
It wasn't prepared well, and I had COVID unbeknownst to me. Okay. So
it could have been a COVID that made you feel sick.
Nah.
So the
I done had different salmon.
So that's what I mean. That's what I mean by it being fried hard is not what made you sick.
The way
it's the actual meat that probably made you sick. On top of whatever, on top of having the COVID. Because a lot of things about the salmon market, even if it's wild caught, if it's caught in the wild or if it's farm raised, there's some foul shit going on with some salmon.
That shit like I said, you right with me at all.
You got farm raised salmon where they actually scale and monitor how pink they gonna make it. Like they actually, you feel me, control how pink they gonna make the salmon and if they gonna leave it how it is, or you got the farm raised ones that feed these salmon fish or whatever the case you want to call it, some pasty ass. Like they meat be white when they catch it and they kill it, but when you get it in the store it's pink. A lot of shit. Then you got the other ones that catch it illegally, and they got boats and boats of salmon caught, but they still out in the ocean. Shit's just there dead. They still sell that meat. You feel me? Like it's off. It's a lot of shit that's not.
I got a homie that run a boat out in New York. Yeah. I'm gonna ask him some questions.
That nigga own a boat in New York?
No, he doesn't own it. He runs the boat.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say
he's the captain.
I'm about to say why the fuck he got a boat in New York?
Nah, he does the
ferry shit or fishing.
The fishing, yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I was sick of y'all. But he fishes. Shouts out to my boy.
A lot of that shit be foreign though, so he might be like, nah, bro, I don't know.
I'm gonna ask him.
A lot of that shit be foreign.
But the reason why I'm gonna ask him because
on the outskirts of foreign countries and shit. Like I don't know about American practices, but that foreign shit that actually ship meat over here and fish over here. What the fucking? I don't want to say Purdue because I don't want to get sued. It's another company. We gotta
get specific.
Yeah, it's another company that they indulge in business with motherfuckers who catch these salmon out in the wild illegally and improper and unsanitary ways, and they still grab the meat. You feel me? Type of shit. These motherfuckers got slave workers catching salmon for them on these boats for months and months. Family don't know where they at. Motherfuckers been gone for months and years at a time. They've been stuck on this boat for years at a time as slaves, working, catching fish. Family don't know where they been. Family don't know where they at. Type shit. I don't know how the fuck we ended up on that, but
man, that shit crazy. That's wild, dog.
Welcome to the Drunk Conversation. It's your boy AD and Marley.
And your boy D.
I know it's a little different. You feel me? It's the new year. You feel me? We trying out a little bit of different shit. You feel me? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you feel me? In the meantime, in between time, you feel me? It's the first episode of 2022. You heard me. You feel me? Do your thing. You feel me? You know, thank everybody. You need to thank the highest up. You feel me? All that good stuff. We had a little change, but ain't much change, but a little bit change.
You know what I'm saying?
For this episode, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Feel me? So,
what it is, everybody? Y'all already know what's going on, man. It's your boy D, and you already know we gotta give it up to the Most High.
This nigga think he on a quiet storm. You heard me?
We gotta give it up to the Most High, cause it's what we gonna go by the date. Or no?
We're going to go by the date.
It's January 14. That's 14 days into the new 2022. You dig? We not with the 2021 no more.
Was that a number just now?
That was. I had to remix it for them just a little bit.
Okay.
I had to remix it for them for a little bit. But, yeah, man, you know, we 14 days in. You know, there's a lot that's been going on, but he here.
We here.
And then that makes me happy to be here.
Okay.
You feel me?
Talk your shit.
And
but yeah,
appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So
you can be here for another episode. I believe this is episode 21 in the year 2022. You heard me?
You did. You see how that worked out, y'all?
You feel me? But
I know some of y'all trying to leave 2021 in the back. You trying to leave 2021 in the back, kid?
Yeah. Most definitely. This 2021 might be the year I forget in life.
No.
Altogether.
You ain't even gonna be able to tell nobody like, yo, this what happened was.
Only thing I can tell people about 20. You know what? I know I'm lying. Because we started the podcast in 2021.
Do we?
Yeah.
Do we?
So we can hold on to that.
I see. That's why you ask questions, folks.
We can hold.
Make a nigga think.
We can hold that.
You feel me?
Cause boy, I ain't gonna lie, 2021 could get thrown away if it wasn't for this podcast. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was on house arrest, probation. I'd have been arrested. I'd have been in jail.
See how shit turn back around for you?
Of shit, boy.
Gotta chop it, cut it, cook it. See how shit come back around for you?
Shit crazy, boy. This shit crazy.
You know a lot of history as you go through it, and you let's say go through it, but as you read and learn more or whatever, you really get to see like. Slavery has been a thing for a very long time. Like that is just a simple. If I'm stronger, if I'm bigger, if I'm the brains, if I'm the person who come up with something, yeah, I'm gonna find a way to do it. And if you don't, if I have that stronghold on you on some, is either you do it or you die. You're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then once that hierarchy started, just on some alpha male of the jungle type shit, like a lion who tell you yo clit. What you mean clit? No, I ain't going nowhere. Now you hit you like, oh shit, now I gotta be out here by myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like this shit's been around for a long time, bro.
It's been around for a long time and it's still around, but now it's described as a job. And this is why slavery ain't never end.
This is why I was just about to make that motherfucking point.
That's all.
And this nigga dropped it.
You went from free labor to indentured servitude to work, aka work/job. Like You had free labor and slavery. Then you had indentured servitude, where it was like, yeah, come do this job for me for free for a couple years, and we promise you something at the end result, and then you don't get that. Then you went from that to.
Then they added I'll give you some money.
You feel me? I'll throw you some bread.
so you can do some shits right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna give you some bread right now, so you can do some things right now. You feel me? You can handle a few things right now.
Yeah.
But then when it's over, I'm gonna give you a lot more.
Yeah.
And it's not really like I'm gonna give you a lot more where you can just take your lump sum and roll in it.
But we gonna give you. We gonna
just know
it's
you
just
got
like
access to it.
We give you enough to come back. It's just like jail food, school food. We ain't gonna fill you up, but we make sure you survive. We'll help you make sure you come back. We give you enough to. It's just like damn, what movie that is? A Bronx Tale.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't give a motherfucker enough to be comfortable, but you give them enough so they still need you. Type shit. It's like, I ain't rich off of my job, but I still need this because I need this bread again in the next week or so, or 2 weeks. It's like, but niggas still hate you type shit.
It's like every nigga that see that half a stack on the check working a mundane jail. Mm-hmm. They see that 5 Bs. If you at a young age, you like, oh shit. What is it like? You don't be doing nothing at the crib anyway. So I might as well pull up here. But that same person, may not be taking into account that, hey, when I'm here, I'm focused on this shit. And then if I'm in school, then I'm focused on that shit. I have no time to, focus on myself and decide if I want to shake some shit and do some shit.
But ain't nobody really thinking about shaking some shit because, like you get most people say, they pay you to forget about your dreams so you can build theirs.
Right.
So most people bury themselves in so much work, whether it be career or just work, that they forget or lose interest or lose the drive or determination to do what they supposed to be doing for their shit type.
You don't even get a chance to sit and even think to yourself about like what you can start creating so that, whether it be on some generational wealth, whether it be on some what you want to leave, legacy that you want to leave for your kids, whether it be, you just want to be a designer of this or a creative of that. Granted, everybody don't have the creative spirit. The game ain't for everybody. You get what I'm saying?
If everybody was creating, wouldn't nobody be buying shit.
But
it's the balance of the world. You need sellers, and you need buyers, and you need sellers.
You need buyers and sellers, dog. And I get it. You need everybody that's doing their part. They do their part, and that's how they are able to play their part. I get it. You feel me? NFL players are NFL players. Doctors are doctors. You feel me?
Speaking of NFL players, since I mean, it I ain't gonna lie, we got some shit to catch up on. You feel me? So, with that being said, Antonio Brown, man, what you think about it? We had since the benefit of being 2 weeks in. This has been our first episode. We done did our due diligence. We done got enough information. We done seen, heard, read, listened to. We know We know everything that we possibly could know about this situation. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about Antonio Brown either quote unquote quitting on the Bucks or quitting the NFL? In his actions and his gestures and the way he handled the situation. What do you think about that? He's gonna jump right into it. Do you think it's a CTE thing? Do you think it's a respect thing? What? Where you fall on that? Do you think he was wrong? Right?
You gonna be mad?
Go ahead. Speak your truth, brother. Speak your truth, brother.
I said he played it how that man played it.
Okay, yeah, I can respect it. Yeah, I done been Antonio Brown a couple times. So what you mean? Elaborate.
That man played it how that man played it. I'm not gonna sit there and say, opinions and thoughts, don't ever matter on subjects, because if we're just being objective, then we're being objective. If we're speaking objectively, again, that nigga did what he did under his circumstances by means of, on his timing. You know what I'm saying?
As a man.
You feel me? If you decide, I'm actually through with this shit, I don't need this bullshit, I'm out of here, no matter what the situation is, you handle that way. Now, as far as the antics, I wouldn't have did it.
So you wouldn't have took off all your equipment and shit on the
I didn't
side.
say that.
What antics are you talking about?
I'm talking about the dancing on going down the field like this, saying bye.
Oh, man, so you would have walked off, but you would have walked off incognito, like they wouldn't even notice you left the game type shit.
Maybe not, cause
you would have made yourself seen.
Yeah, my presence is, you feel me?
If you had told
it's gonna be like Thor walking. You would have thought Thunder was just every step. You gonna see a nigga walking straight to that bitch. It's like,
this nigga really ain't even. He ain't got nothing on. Like, where his shirt at?
You feel me? 5'9", you looking like, yo, where the little nigga going? Way in the background, you feel me? Like, you see that, like, yo, this guy's walking off the field. Isn't he one of those players? So that's how I would have handled it. I would have just cleared it. Whatever the case is, I probably would have took my shit off as heated as being told you're fired right then and there.
Right, on the
you know how many times I took a uniform off and gave it to my manager?
Like, shit, gave it to you, left it where I took it off.
Like, whatever. 9 times out of 10, them niggas was close. Like, I left that
bitch. I left that bitch where I took it off. I left equipment and everything. Niggas walking back like I look like the Goon Squad on Space Jam.
Nigga, where we stand?
All you see is shirts, clothes, and equipment. What this nigga done win that? He is gone. What the fuck are you talking about? But now on a serious note, like. But like me, my approach was more like a concern type of, cause you know you got people that's like, oh, you don't want to just label it, you know, the obvious go to
would be some type of football related post traumatic trauma,
and people tend to not like that. People tend to not agree with that, but it's a real thing. It's a fact, and it exists. And when you have somebody like Antonio Brown for the last 3 to 4 years who been acting the way he been acting, you inclined to think, yo, is he mentally stable? And I'm not calling him crazy. I'm just saying, like, his career path could have led him to whatever the case that I'm inferring to, being in CTE. Like,
I mean, but okay, so just putting things into perspective. You know, I like to do that though. Okay. You got a young kid who gets a job. Let's use a nigga like LeBron, right? You got a young kid who gets a job in a professional field, and you get to telling yourself or thinking to yourself, just like anybody who gets a job, yeah, that first month and a half, or the first 3 months probation period,
perfect behavior.
That's 6 months to make sure I get my vacation. You got it.
Perfect.
Bitch. 11 months into this shit, a year and a half into this shit, 3 years into this shit, I'm me. Fuck a nigga, I'm me.
I'm a nigga now.
I'm me, homie. So it's like, yo, calm down, Jamal. It's just a joke. No, the fuck is not.
It ain't no more joke. You're right. I ain't shucking and jabbing with you fuck no more.
So now, not to sit there and be in nobody's pockets, not to sit there whatever the case is, but the same way niggas screaming out, oh, kid needed this much for this, and he needed this much for that. But now everybody got to put their foot in their mouth to realize, dog said, I'm not even trying to be out there right now. So money ain't the most important thing to me, homie.
That's what I was trying to tell people when people was like, my first concern was,
you think he taking off his uniform because he not getting his bread?
My shit was like, okay. When I saw the shit happen, I was like, okay, this is some unstable shit. Because even for an NFL player to quit, okay, he quit. That's fine. But to quit in that fashion and to quit that irrational and to walk out like fuck everything, knowing that most football players end up in that condition as far as CTE go. And you can't determine CTE until the motherfucker is dead. It's like, yo, you learn how to detect certain shit, because it's like, okay, one of the side effects or one of the effects of CTE is irrationalism. It's like, yo, you threw your uniform off and left the field. That's one thing. I done that as a shorty before I even got well deep into football. So I can't say that's CTE. But all his things, like I said, leading up in the last 3-4 years,
that's a behavior.
Could be some CTE type of shit.
But the reason
I'm not
why
calling you crazy,
but
I'm saying you need some type of delicate handling. You feel me?
But even okay, so and this is why you have two sides of your brain. You got one side that know a lot of shit about some shit, then you got another side that know a lot of shit about some other shit. Or allegedly, whatever. I'm throwing shit out there.
We can't even control.
But no. They have nothing to do with him. I'm saying between me and you. Okay. So I'm about to say some shit. Feel free to give me clarity on it if I don't know about it, because I know football, but I don't know football. So with a player like like Ocho, okay, or a player like Tio, that at some point in time teams deemed them unfit to work with. Right.
Divas or whatnot.
And it's like, okay, now if this nigga fucking spaz out and say, alright, just fuck this shit because y'all niggas don't love me no more, I'm out of here, and he leaves in however fashion he leaves, whether it's during a game, press conference, however he want to do it, whatever the case is, are you going to sit there and say that he has CTE for that, or is that a behavior? That's a personality thing that now I'm going to show y'all niggas my true personality type stuff. You get what I'm saying? You got some people that's very, very humble. You got some people that understand the gift that they was given, or the blessing they was given. And then you got some people that just...
the business that they in.
Right. You got some people that's so business savvy into it, like, man, at some point in time I want to be an anchor, and then I want to do this. So I'm never going to tarnish my permanent record, just like in school. You got the niggas that's on some, man, I want to be a good student. And then you got the other one that's like, yo, I'm not going to let the teacher talk to me no kind of way.
I want to be good, but I want my respect at the same time.
Right.
Type shit.
So in the beginning, yeah, I'm going to be good in your class, the first grading period, second grading period, but now come midterm, now you trying to call me slow. You calling me out in the class, you sitting me by you type shit, making me embarrassing me and shit. I'm finna spaz on you. Other niggas eat that shit.
Okay.
But I'm not. So they have some players that just might not eat that shit no more. When they up and figure, man, I'm out of here, then I'm out of here. Now let me touch on one thing though, and I'm gonna let you talk. And then since you asked me what I think about it, and I'm thinking as I'm processing and thinking about what I already done thought about.
Go ahead, bro.
When he went on a podcast,
go ahead,
started talking. This is where, in any debate,
the people go like,
someone feels as though I have them on my side. So I can go off the rail and either be real, or I can
be
just
PC.
I can just let everything out. Because you can let everything out and not be real. You get what I'm saying? You just speaking facts. Some shit that niggas can't argue.
That's some shit. Okay.
When I'm looking at numbers, when we looking at situations, shit, when I'm looking at relations and shit like that, these are facts. You can't argue with me, kid. But when I start being real, it's like, you don't fuck with me how y'all think you fuck with me. It's like, come on, dog, you ain't gonna do that shit, dog.
That's one thing I've been listening to and sitting in on conversations about how he went on the podcast and pretty much went in on everybody and talked about this and talked about that. But in a sense, it's like, yo, the people that you talking about is the reason that you is possibly the reason that you might still be in the league, bruh. So you can't speak on certain people like, let's just say, okay, fuck it, we're not gonna speak in code. Let's just say Tom Brady. He went on the podcast and spoke how, Tom Brady ain't my friend because he and just because he got me in the league, he gained just like I gained. So people don't see that as he did him a favor.
Right.
I get that. But bruh, this man stuck his neck out twice for you. Not once. But twice he stuck his neck out for you. So whether his contract ended how you say it ended, or whether your contract was how you say it was, and Grunt's contract was how he said it was, that's not on Brady. Like, first of all, you've been going through enough shit, which is why you got the contract that you got. You dealing with a coach that didn't even want you. So you on a prove yourself type of contract. So you gotta prove yourself. You can't at this point, even though in retrospect or in when you think about it, you might be a better receiver in totality than Gronk. You're not in a better condition than Gronk, meaning you have some blemishes on your record. You have some blemishes on your rep, on whatever on who you are as a person. Gronk doesn't. So Gronk contract
comes with a clean
slate where you can write whatever.
Gronk contract is a fucking blank check.
Facts. You dealing with a coach that didn't even want you there. So you're gonna be able to prove yourself type of contract. But we're not even gonna speak on the contract because, like I said, when I was saying
with a lot of personals,
I was saying CTE. I was saying CTE. People were saying, "Oh, contract wise." For one, a week later, we watched Tom Brady not leave the field in order to get Gronk his incentives.
But you know, Tom Brady petty.
It's not even about being petty. It's more about the people that you're lashing out at.
But just in a sense, just hear me out, right? Granted, I knew this nigga. We went to school with the nigga too, whatever the case is. We got the nigga rocking with what he rocking, blase. But now some shit happened. Dog called it out. Now he making it seem like to the people that to my niggas, I'm green as shit. I'm really out for self.
Right. So
as a petty move, even if I was out for self, I'm about to show these niggas I'm gonna make him a whole bunch of money. Now a nigga turn around and say, damn, how dog got this Sprite deal off the podcast? I was just over there with them boys. Ain't no deals was on the table, whatever. Kid was the only one talking about he bringing in shit and da-da-da-da. So that's why I banged it. How fool ended up with the Sprite deal. It's because I gave it to him. You know why? Because you talked all that shit. You didn't talk all that shit. I would have said that down. I would have heard him rapping. You know how many times this shit done happen in New England, nigga?
I get what you're saying.
But since you talked all that shit, for the last fucking play, I'm finna get into a whole ass argument. I'm finna make a movie about this. Why? Because they're gonna make a movie about what I'm about to do. But now,
correct me if I'm wrong. The podcast in which Antonio Brown denounced or lashed out at Tom Brady happened or came out after Tom Brady did what he did for Gronk. I don't know. I still don't even know the podcast that he was on. But I know for a fact that Tom Brady, after that very game where Antonio Brown walked off the field, Tom Brady got in the press conference and said, "Yo, we need to show him love at this point in his life, at this point in his career. We need to handle him delicately," which either says, "I respect this man," or "I know this man has a mental illness that we need to be delicate about." So, with that being said, why lash out at Tom Brady? Why include Gronk in your grievances? These two people ain't do nothing to you, so to speak, so to say, to the public knowledge. We didn't do anything, so why include us in your situation?
No, I agree with you. But in the sense of, what kids screaming is like, basically what he came out and said was the same shit that niggas said about them jits in school, that they gonna throw the rock and hide their hand.
They gave him they gave him the grown up. They gave him the football ADHD.
He's okay. He just hyper.
He just a little. He just can't focus a little bit. He might be a little bit off. Sorry, I respect Antonio. I got the utmost respect for you, Antonio. AB, you feel me? Like I know people close to Antonio Brown life than I speak on.
Yeah.
I mean a lot. I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but I know somebody outside of media, outside of sports. I know someone close to AB personally, like real life, not on some. Yeah, I met him before and we just kind of cool. He texts me sometimes. We in a group chat. I mean personal life. So it's a respect thing, but it's a worry thing. like, yo, do you have CTE? And the fact that we can't determine that until you transition.
Do you need a therapist? Do you need some time while you're on your own test shit?
You feel me? Like
niggas don't know that you got.
I got laughed out at for saying CTE because somebody felt like I was calling them crazy. But it's not crazy. It's a real thing though. But
you know what also might be the reason why K came out and said what he said. Just like with any situation, dog, keep it G with yourself. When you going through something with somebody, going through something with people, whatever the case is, and you know, we put it into perspective, you're going through something with your lady, and now all her homegirls are coming up to you, you know, her peoples and everybody, and like they telling you, yo, but you don't see how much she do, how much she this, and how much she that, and then even though you have the utmost love for her, and you know you just hot right now. Right. You start spazzing like, yo, y'all think she a princess? Y'all think she an angel?
You start letting shit out.
You know what I'm saying? So with so many people in that nigga ear like, yo, Tom Brady did this for you, kid. Tom Brady did that for you. He like, yo, you know what I mean? Shit I had to do my own to grind.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, dog made a call, but I'm not making an excuse for him. But I'm just saying the energy came from that, which if it was one way or the other. You hear me? If it was one way or the other, whether Tom Brady threw that pass before or after. If he threw it before, that's just a real ass nigga. That you feel me? That's what he gonna do for his dog. If he threw it after, that's a real ass nigga that's finna do what he did for his dog. But you have to make sure you shut your ass up on something you thought I was gonna get niggas they bread.
I got.
I don't 2B's niggas out here.
I got you.
I don't give niggas 2B's talking about the joint when dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give niggas they just do. So don't play crazy. And then I'm gonna come out and smack you on the head with a Zocalo by letting the press know, hey, listen man, you cool dude. I ain't got no pressure with dog. Him. I love him to death.
Treat him delicately. Y'all
just be light with it.
All the buzzwords. Brady hit all the buzzwords.
I know how hype y'all could get with shit like this. You feel me? So y'all be light in the media with him. For me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all ain't doing it for him, do it for me. Because that's my dog.
You just gotta be careful because...
So now, AB come out and say, because of all this bicker, yo, y'all really think this angel ass pretty golden boy that be on TV, that's how he is? Nah, that nigga green as shit. That nigga That's a nigga that be snitching on his homeboy to his dumb.
Yeah, but that's right. That being aside from a nigga, just like you said, just the last words you said. Now, if we in the hood and niggas say some shit like that to one of his homeboys' chicks, yo, we not fucking with that. Like you said, the Swaggy P shit. When he got caught up, we got caught up with Iggy Azalea and the nigga told on him and all that other shit, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing.
That's quote unquote supposed to stay locked.
That's one green ass thing. You feel me? Like we know like basketball players ain't diagnosed with CTE too many times.
Right, so we can
categorize that. When we talking about AB, we talking about a nigga who got hit repeatedly upside the head. We talking about a nigga that's in the profession where in the last decade we done had at least 5 suicides or 5 deaths based on CTE because of hit repeatedly to the head. So we deal with a nigga like AB, and we know his shit when it came to Pittsburgh and how he got hit upside the head and he ain't been the same nigga since.
But you gonna hear it from the receivers. You gonna hear it from a running back. You gonna hear it from somebody who usually have that flashy aggression in their position. You know what I'm saying? A DB, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They gonna give you that because nigga, I clapped that nigga that thought he was gonna win. I picked that ball off that nigga thought he was finna take to the crib. You know what I'm saying? When the lineman get that fumble to get that interception and take it to the touchdown, then nigga turning up. You know what I'm saying?
Different nigga.
Now if he get a lot of those, yeah, you gonna walk around like I'm that nigga. The fuck you talking about? I'm that nigga that put that quarterback on his eyes all the time, every time.
True.
But you have positions that don't talk. So AB getting the bread and now he's flashy. I got money to be flashy. At the time I was living on the budget. I got my money now. And now when I play, I'm sorry if I got business savvy or I like having money, but yeah, I want my guaranteed.
I got my money. Yeah, it's just like
why I can't get my guaranteed? Oh, I can't. Okay, cool. This nigga gets guaranteed. Oh, I can't get mine. Oh, that's what it is. Say less. Now I'm boycotting. I'm stressing. I'm whatever. Because my eyes are open. Don't be mad that my eyes are open now. You liked it when I was shielded or when I was blind. But now that my eyes are open to shit and my eyes are open to bread, my eyes are open to investments and stuff like that, you mad that I got my hands in my 401k. You mad that I'm over here trying to ask about taking out a
You mad that I'm using my brain instead of just shutting up and running. How
you mad that I'm not just going to my job.
Right.
You're mad that I'm not just going to school.
Bars.
This is how we go back to what we were saying earlier. You're mad that I'm not just doing. I'm doing more.
Bars.
You're mad that I'm on my Henry Ford shit. You don't want me to be on my Henry Ford shit. You don't want me to be on my Warren Buffett. You don't want me to be on my Jay-Z.
True. I mean, but
you want me to just rap. You don't want me to get out the studio and then go into the office and sit with you when you typing up them papers.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's put it like this, man.
You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, man, like this, man. We would like even though we see the fact that everybody say, oh, it's three sides to the story, your side, his side, and the truth.
Right. What you see and what
we would never know everything.
Facts.
Regardless of whatever the fuck the case may be. So I mean, in
AB sense,
saying that, let's just like.
In AB sense, we were just saying how you did what you did, and then how you followed up with it. It was like you kind of fumbled. You feel me? So this is why a nigga who knows, who feels more than what he knows, is saying, "Yo, I'm concerned." You get what I'm saying? As far as a nigga who thinks and just question more than what he knows, is like, bro, you fumbled the case. I always look at things as cases, bro. If you was in court, you just fumbled your whole case. You fumbled
the whole case. It's a fact. That's a fact. But that's also falls in the place of maybe he might have CT because it's irrational.
Right, but since you fumbled that case, now we got to play the case of insanity.
That's one of the biggest sense of court. That's one of the biggest checkoffs in CTE is irrationalism. So for you to take off your equipment on the sideline and then run off celebrating and amping up the crowd that you're not even a part of, that's irrationalism. For you to get on a podcast and talk about somebody who helped you twice, that's irrationalism.
But another person who suffers from that same thing that we love and support, the same nigga that he kicking it with, Ye.
See, but Ye also, we also hit Ye with the
concern.
We don't hit him with the CTE, but we hit him with the concern because you lost your mother. You went through and then you in the treacherous industry as far as the music goes. But
you're going through all your own shit.
That's another
in a sense.
You feel me? That's a whole other thing. But in that though, you feel me? Like we said before, this is the new year. It's the first episode of 2022. Yep. You feel me? We got a lot to catch up on. And with that being said, R.I.P. Betty White. R.I.P. Sidney Poitier. That's a legend in our culture and in our life. You feel me? As far as black people go. R.I.P. What we got? Oh, R.I.P. I ain't gonna say America's dad, but this R.I.P. Bob Saget. You feel me? The father on Full House, Danny Tanner. You feel me? That's a big loss. So within the first 2 weeks, within the last 2 weeks of 2021, in the first 2 weeks of 2022, we lost some legends. So with that being said, R.I.P. to y'all. You feel me? I'm not gonna lie.
How you feel, dog? You okay?
It's not even about how I feel. It's more like what I know now.
Okay.
I really thought that Danny Tanner was Danny Tanner. I didn't know Bob Saget was Bob Saget.
I'm lost,
bro. What do you? Okay, before I even elaborate on what I'm talking about. Before I even elaborate on what I'm talking about.
All right.
Danny Tanner, the dad on Full House.
Right, him.
What do you see him as? Like, who do you know him? Like, okay, and not his name is Bob Saget. Who do you see Bob Saget as? Full House daddy, right? The dad of the wholesome dad, right?
All right. So you're asking me, or you?
I'm asking you because based off of what I found out. So okay, I'm asking you. Maybe you might know what I didn't know.
In fact, I did.
There you go. See?
So when you say Danny Tanner, of course I'm thinking Full House.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I know him. That's Michelle's dad.
When I say Bob Saget, I'm saying a whole different person.
When you say Bob Saget, I'm thinking of America's Funniest Home Videos.
See, even
so I knew he had two jobs. Like I knew that he wasn't really Danny Tanner. You know, from the kid stage of knowing that characters aren't regular people.
So both of us know. I know Full House and America's Funniest Home Videos.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't know,
it was the same people.
Bob Saget is a whole nother person. That's a comedian. That's a controversial. Live life. I drink.
He's not Danny Tanner.
He's not Danny.
So you didn't separate the character from the man. Understood. I'm not mad.
You feel me?
Understood. I'm not mad.
Bob Saget is a comedian.
He's what?
He's an adult comedian.
You know what you got me?
He's not publicly correct. He's an adult comedian. He's like drink, drugs, cuss.
Trust me.
Rated R.
His segment. Trust me.
I didn't know that.
You know where I had that issue, where I didn't know Martin Payne and Martin Lawrence was two different people.
Damn.
So
you was in for a shock, huh?
So it was like I get it, but when you watch The Fresh Prince, his name is still Will Smith.
Facts.
So unless Will Smith is like Jamie Foxx. Well, your name is Eric Sermon or Eric,
Eric.
I said Eric Sermon. My bad, y'all.
Eric something.
But your name is Eric, but we call you Jamie Foxx. I'm thinking it's Will Smith some other shit because Martin Lawrence and Martin Payne are two different people.
Facts.
Same personality, two different people.
Facts.
So when you see Martin on stage, you're like, oh shit, Martin Payne went from the radio to actually doing comedy. It's like, no. Martin Lawrence wrote the story, of Martin Payne, because Eddie Murphy doesn't make a movie called Eddie. He makes Nutty Professor.
I was about to say Nutty Professor.
He makes Dr. Dolittle. He makes 1,000 Words. He makes Beverly Hills Cop.
Raw, delirious.
You feel me? No, but then when you get Eddie Murphy raw and delirious, you get that same comedian that you kind of caught in the movies, but now it's like, hey, there's nothing but adults in here. I know how to really make you motherfuckers laugh.
Let's talk some shit.
You feel me?
Facts.
I ain't gotta just talk like this, and I ain't gotta move like that. I can sit there and tell y'all some real shit.
I can tell y'all some bullshit. Facts. It's true.
Like how many times y'all niggas been to McDonald's and y'all told them no pickles and they gave y'all extra pickles?
Facts. But before,
like how hard is it to understand? I said I ain't want the motherfuckers.
We were talking about Betty White. We were talking about Bob Saget. We gotta talk about Betty White, dog. We gotta give her a quick 2 minutes. Just a quick 2 minutes, bruh. Just for the simple fact that me, being the only boy besides my old boy, grew up around 3 females.
You grew up around the Golden Girls?
That watch Golden Girls. You gotta understand. I was the youngest boy in my immediate family. I had 2 sisters. The sister that's right before me was born 9 years before me, and the one after her was born 13 years before me, and then they got my mom. It's just me and my old boy. So when they watching, my old boy might not be around, or you might be out there making moves or doing what you gotta do. I'm at the crib with a bunch of females who watching Golden Girls. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Golden Girls is a good fucking show. Fuck what you talking about? Ain't Anybody who got something to say about it can square up with me.
That nigga got the mic.
You feel me? I got Golden Girls is a good fucking show. You heard me? But with that but
yo, dog, you just killed me, dog. You brought back a fucking nostalgic. Not a nostalgic
thank you
movie.
for being the friend. Travel down the road and back again.
How many times y'all done heard that in the club?
Your heart is true. You're a friend and a
If you come down to Miami,
confidant. Thank you for being. You feel me?
you go to a social club, you can might fuck around and hear a DJ play that bit. You know why? Because sometimes you gotta thank your friends for being a friend, and that's what Betty White taught us.
Facts. Betty White was she was one of the ones that we was holding on to.
But you know it's
we
crazy.
We done lost Mufasa. We done lost Miss Doubtfire. We done lost.
You lost Cicely Tyson.
We lost Cicely Tyson, which
Ain't
means we
nobody
lost
make a big roar about
we
that
lost
shit.
a lot of grandmas and a lot of movies when we lost her. So with that being said, like Betty White was one of them ones.
Yeah, I better celebrate
You
people.
feel me? And her birthday is the 14th, so her birthday is maybe might be a day or two away.
It was on the what?
I believe her birthday was like the 17th or some shit like that. It's the 14th, so and she had a stroke. Maybe she had a stroke of the week. It came out she had a stroke the week of Christmas. She died on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Eve, bro.
What she was doing with this, man? She ain't saying nothing.
99 years old, bro.
You know what's crazy? You see this outrage that you have, my brother?
A full life.
4. She had 4. Listen, my brother, listen.
She had 4 lives?
She had 4 lives.
That's true. She was in her 4th quarter. She definitely was in her 4th. She was about to hit overtime. Not to sound insensitive enough, because I still love you, Betty White.
I know a lot of y'all looking like, yo, that nigga cold. Why he had to say that?
The Snickers commercial? The Snickers commercial where she got ran over, the Super Bowl commercial? Man, look.
It was a roll.
R.I.P. Betty White, R.I.P. Bob Saget, R.I.P. John Madden, R.I.P. Sidney Poitier, R.I.P. Slim 400, R.I.P. Drakeo. You feel me? Like, and that's just in the past month.
Man, R.I.P. Goddamn, I just got news.
R.I.P. Young Dolph.
R.I.P. to Wavy Pooh, man. That shit just happened recently in the city of Miami, dog. That's at the crib. You get what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta fill me in on that one, dog.
I ain't too many details on it.
You pulled up talking about who is that? No disrespect.
Wavy Pooh was an artist from down here in Miami, Florida.
I'm not too good when it comes to the local artists, bro.
He was signed to QC.
I better.
You know, he had a couple bangers out there. You feel me? But you know, if I'm one of them niggas like, yo, if you ain't jump on that shit before, pause. Then I ain't gonna jump on shit now. Like, you know, it's my favorite shit ever. Right. So no disrespect to Ken and his craft, but I'm speaking to him as a human that existed on this earth. You feel me? He was a soul that God allowed to be out here, and you know, his time came untimely by my standards, but not by God. So I can't speak on it too much. But they say that he was murdered. You feel me? Shot, murdered out here. No real details have been released.
We spoke on this for the last 4 episodes that we had, bro. I don't know if you realize, but we've been RIPing for the last 4 episodes.
No, that shit crazy. That's why y'all started a little different today.
Yeah, we started a little different, a little. So I mean, just to keep it on that type of vibe, right? What has been what you been up to? You feel me? And the beginning of 2022 for the first 2 weeks, man. What you been getting into? What you been listening to? What you been watching? What you been reading? What you been listening? What you been knowing? What you been finding out? What you been indulging in? What's up, man? What you been having going on, bro? What you been up to, man?
You know I'm not even pump fake with typical response. All right, so what have I been watching to catch up with like the actual questions that you just asked me and not just bullshit around? What have I been watching on Netflix? I have not caught Don't Look Up yet. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched The Passing nor The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez, but I did catch The Witcher.
Okay, all right.
It's a cool show to watch, guys. It's pretty interesting.
I've been planning on catching up.
In fact, I'm not going to hit you with it. It's pretty interesting, but if you like, like kind of like fantasy stories and shit like that, whether it be with dragons or just old time, old English speaking, just whatever. If you want some time, watch the motherfucking Witcher. It's dope. They got a fire. He fights with a sword. There's cool songs. There's one cool song. It's cool songs. I like it.
I've been planning on getting into that.
You know what I mean? Like, it's dope. Storylines.
Is it about witches or is it just about people that got powers?
Okay, there are witches. There's him being a witcher.
What is a witcher?
Is
a witch catcher?
There's an elixir that these witches created to give men who are strong enough and deemed worthy to have this power to fight monsters that come from underneath the earth on some like before the earth was what the earth is today. So say for example, if the idea of hell is true to most people, if you ever experience an earthquake and now the floor is cracked open and you actually see demons arise, you have witchers that come and fight those demons. So witches are out, regulating shits. You know what I'm saying? But they fight for bread to protect certain kingdoms or whatever the case is.
You lost me.
Right? That's just a show. But you have to watch it to really after you catch a whole bunch of, hey, people consider you a monster, but you're actually a monster slayer. Like the humans don't understand that, hey, we got one of these shits on our side. You know what I'm saying?
Like Transformers and Hancocking type shit.
Yeah. And then you have a situation with the witches. There's a witch that trains other witches, and it's a lot of like most of these shows. When you watch them, you just gotta the same way you put yourself in the shoes of this bitch who has a producer boyfriend who broke her heart because he slept with the artist that he was working with on some Love and Hip Hop shit. And you over like, my nigga better not never. Yo, your nigga is a fucking janitor.
Your nigga is a nigga.
You feel me? Like, I don't know what you talking about. He better not never. He doesn't work with artists. He's not living that lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? But you incorporating that. You put yourself in their shoes.
Right.
Same shit with that show. Just like when I mentioned Vikings. When you watch Vikings, it's not so much to say, I want to wear a lion cloth and walk around with an axe.
But this is life.
The principles that's coming along with it, the storyline and the lessons that he learned. Okay, I peep what he learned from that. Like when we used to read the books that have the morals in the back to let you know after you read all this is the moral. In case you didn't catch it, this is what you're supposed to catch. The story is right. So, The Witcher's cool. I watched that. What I'm listening to.
Okay, yeah, what you listening to? Ain't been too much new shit.
Nah, there's new shit out there, man.
Except for the weekend, bro. What done drop that you been listening to? Cause I don't know much about. We know we got a pretty diverse catalog when it comes to music. Right. So what you been listening to, as far as music?
You know how I get when it comes down to like a dope song. When it comes down to a dope song, I don't focus on industry. I don't focus on radio play, nothing like that. Listen, man. My dog Dredzo got a song called Bando.
Shout out to Dredzo.
You feel me? He getting ready to drop it. If he hasn't dropped it already, I think he's getting ready to drop it. He just celebrated his birthday. You get what I'm saying? But that song, vibe. You get what I'm saying? Like, that song is a vibe. I should be able to play it. I don't think I'm going to get snapped for it, but I ain't going to stress. That's crazy.
If somebody owns something out of that music,
alright, say less.
Like legally owned, like as far as the producer or Dredzo,
yeah, he's there with.
We're gonna get all of that.
I'm a vibe, but yeah, Bando, dog. That's a banger that I've been listening to for a while, and then I caught myself going back to like some old Yo Gotti shits as well. So I don't know about the new shit. Oh, I told by the way, Gucci Mane dropped the track for in dedication to Young Dolph.
I saw that. I mean, I didn't. Dolph. I saw that. I didn't hear that. I saw it, but I didn't listen to it.
Long Live Dolph. Yeah.
So you listen to it? What you think about it? Cause I haven't got a chance.
Oh hell yeah, I fuck with it, man. I like that's a nigga who went in the studio and couldn't talk to nobody and went and decided to vent like. And my dog gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's one thing about all these RIPs and all these emotions that niggas be having. Granted, some of the niggas closest homies will probably drop some shit. But to the niggas that, and I hate to say pump fake, but to the niggas that do all that rapping about damn for wheels like this and wheels like that, You ain't gotta make a dedication song, but if this is your craft in memory of that person, yo, there should be a lot of tracks and dedication to that.
That's what you resort to when you can't talk to nobody, but your line of work is this.
But I mentioned that earlier to you, bro. When niggas also mentioned, like, dog, I can't believe that shit happening. You know, it be your own city, Mm-hmm. Yo, this is where all my personal shit at.
Yeah, we talked about that when it happened to Dolph. Like,
if I get smacked in a whole nother city, now it's gonna seem like, was I disrespecting dog, or did I really have to defend myself? What really happened? But at the crib, that's where my personal shit at.
We talked about that when it happened to Dolph. Like,
it's most likely to happen.
It's most likely to happen in your city because that's where your shit at. I ain't gonna lie. You say you been watching what you been getting into, man? What you been watching? You been watching anything? I think you said you was watching something, but I didn't even catch it.
The Witcher?
The Witcher. That's what it was.
The Witcher, yeah.
I don't, like I said, I haven't had a chance to get into it. I've been watching shit like the shit that was trending a couple days back, the Don't Look Up shit about the asteroid, about the hit the Earth. And,
how that shit is?
You want me to be honest?
Before you be honest.
You want me to be fake?
No. I don't condone that. I want to ask you. All right, so before you watched it, were you aware that like it was involving like an asteroid or space or anything involving a whole bunch of people that's like focused on, hey, something's gonna happen like the end of the world?
You mean like real type shit, or did I know what it was about like, before I clicked?
Were you ever interested in space or the idea of asteroids ever crashing it?
Nah.
So now, feel free to be honest about what you had to watch.
Okay, now when I watched it or when I clicked on it, like I took it for what it was, you know, comedy, sarcasm, a bunch of shit.
Right.
But for what people took it as and what people said about it to make it what it was, as far as in the media and trending and all that other shit. Oh, it's this great. It's a classic movie. Yeah, like. No, it wasn't that for me.
Is that normally how you go at watching movies? Like from what
people say? Nah.
Not from what people say, but
no. Like, but I always go if it's a popular movie that people are already talking about.
Yeah,
I take heed.
Okay.
So you
take that shit with a grain of salt. Like I say that was good. Let me see if
let's see what it's really about. I'm not gonna just go in there with the idea that people said it was good. I'm gonna go in there with my own prepared to have my own take on it. Right. So with that being said, the movie Don't Look Up. It's about a comet crashing towards Earth, and you know the gist of the movie is people don't
pay attention.
People don't pay attention. People so wrapped into themselves and shit like that. But it's like, yo, you could have did that in a better way, dog. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, as far as the actors that you had Leonardo DiCaprio, you had Tyler Perry. I forget the other lady name. I sincerely apologize.
They try to make like a parody movie.
It was a parody, but it was
not
like
a parody.
It was a parody real movie. It was a parody movie about a asteroid attacking Earth, approaching Earth. Because it was a real movie, but it was a parody. Like, okay, if somebody was to announce that a asteroid or a comet is approaching Earth, nobody would take it serious because everybody's so wrapped up in their own shit or doing their own shit. Like, I didn't even take that.
Well, granted, I ain't gonna say they beat me to it, but good job.
That shit was not.
Nah, it's not it.
Nah, at least not to me. It wasn't. I have a habit of taking shit for what it is and not calling it. Oh, it's this, it's that, it's that. No, it's not. None of that shit. It was just
dry humor.
That right there. That's all it is. Is that right there.
That's not
same
what you
shit.
want.
Same shit with the other movie called The Passing, with the from back in like the 30s or the 20s or the 40s and shit like that, where like you'll find one of those real bright, light skinned people that are passed for white. Because of the time that they in, so they don't want to be, black. So that in certain situations, they'll pass as a white person to either enter this store or to have these certain benefits.
Like
or to
the
do
actress that worked with Sidney Poitier in
that type of shit. So it's like, it was a good movie, but I don't understand what the fuck they was doing. Like, at the beginning of the movie, the two ladies meet. Mm-hmm. They grew up with each other. One of them is both of them are light skinned. Right. One is sticking to the code of her being black. The other one
is using her light skin.
She done married a white man. The white man think that she's white. She's that type of bright. Right. You feel me? So nobody really. So it's like, damn. So as the movie go on, you know, the husband still don't know. The movie go on. The lady that she grew up with, she ended up coming to her house. So now the lady started coming to her crib. She meet her black husband. The black husband wasn't cool with her at first. Like, yo, why you talking to this lady? Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. Now, in the midst of the movie, the husband get cool with the lady that's just passing, aka passing is white. If people that don't know, the light skinned lady is passing is white. She married a white man. Now she got a light skinned friend who's not passing. Got a black husband, but since she's passing, she don't know too much about her black culture. So when she get back to dealing with the black people, she started to see this. She want to go to parties. She want to go here. She want to go there. She want to go there. End of the movie, the white husband finds out. Shows up to the party. They on the top of the building. You feel one of them penthouse party type shits. Okay. Husband come in. He finds out what's going on.
1920s, 1930s.
He come out snapping. You a liar. You been lying to me this whole time. Get from around these people. Leave. Mm-hmm. But in the midst of that, she's standing by the window with her best friend. She's standing next to her best friend who's by an open window. So when the husband finally approaches her, I don't know if it was painted as the picture of the lady being mad because she get close to her husband, because she was getting in the midst of her being reunited with her friend. She's getting close with her friend husband. So now sometimes she won't go out. Her friend and her husband will go out. So now she got this kind of animosity. They kind of paint it as like a bitterness.
Also, instead of all three of them going out, she goes out with her husband.
Her friend goes out with her husband instead. She stay home like, yeah, fuck it. But they never.
She don't want to kick it with her.
They never expound on what the act. They never clear it up as to what she's feeling for her. They leave it to us to infer.
The writers didn't do their part. Okay.
So it's like, and so at the end, when the husband finally catch her, and he approached his wife like, yo, what's up with you? They show the lady grab her best friend and kind of like, it looked like she's trying to pull her to the side, but she kind of like push her. She falls out the window from the top floor.
So this is the person who falls from the window is the best friend who's tapped in.
Who's passing?
Or the one that's passing. Okay.
The one that's passing. So it's like it's all over the fucking place, man. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of these movies that people be like, oh, it's so great, it's so this.
Y'all niggas don't know great art
at all, work, bro.
And then on top of that, outside of not necessarily knowing great art, because I'm not gonna sit there because art is subjective, but one thing about it, two things for sure, and I hope that, in saying this, I could put this into the universe. I'll see you live, man. I'm slurred, though. I ain't gonna lie. You ain't gonna touch all this shit.
It happens.
With you a lot. Stop that. But
it happens, nigga.
But we put out a lot of negativity when it comes to media. Like, for whatever reason, it's hard as hell to sell happy stories, which is why you got to come up with fantasies like The Witcher, but still throw the dramas of every day, or
keep them connected.
If it's not every day, still throw that same typical drama that people are drawn to, but put it in a fantasy perspective so it doesn't feel as real. Like, in the event there's a situation where a child is ripped from the mother, or injustice is being served by people are not treating the elves the right way. You know what I'm saying? You can sit there and do the reverse connection of, okay, that's like minorities in this country, or however it resonates in your country, wherever you're from. You know what I'm saying? But it's like as you said, people gonna watch some shit that's gruesome. They gonna watch some shit that's foul, some shit that's wild, some shit that's crazy. And even though it has a storyline, even though it has a plot, it's not the strongest plot. It's not the best plot. But this is the plot that somebody decided to push. And now when you watch it, you like, yo, this thing is fire. This shit is amazing. This shit is dope. And it's like, when I watch it, why is it all death? How is all of this dope if the end result is always death? Even when you read the superhero books, they don't kill the bad guys. They lock them up. Because they know the bad guys are trying to kill people. So how is it that when we watch these other things, the death part or the heartbreak is what makes it amazing? And the answer to that is those are like the strongest emotions that people feel. So in the event that it happens and they really tapped in with that character, they're going to turn around and be like, damn, fool, it really feel like that person died. I lost a friend. I cried at the end of that episode. But if it's a movie, an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, that's it. That's just that one clip that you get to watch.
That's all you got. Yeah, it's all you got to connect to is for an hour and 45 minutes. Is all you need.
And then you tell me, yo, man, you gotta watch this shit now. Watch it. It's like, yo, but she died. Yeah, right.
Nigga looking for a success story.
Like, you ever seen the movie For Color Girls?
Yeah.
Yo!
That's a movie. I ain't gonna lie. I've seen it, but that's a movie I can never finish. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have never finished that movie.
Bro.
I have never finished that movie, dog.
And I swear I can't remember if I was in high school or if I was a freshman in college when it came out. I don't remember. I gotta look it up. But when I went to watch it, and you watch it, and it's like, what the fuck am I watching? But then in my head now, 31-year-old.
It's not as like shocking type shit.
No, it's still shocking. I wouldn't watch that
shocking,
shit now.
but it's not as
but it's more of
a reach than you thought it was.
Right. There you go. It's more of a, yo, if we gonna make a movie about this, why I can't make a movie about that? Because people go through this shit.
Right. If
y'all always screaming out, there's an audience, there's a crowd, there's somebody that feel excluded, then, hey, when I drop a movie about this or when I drop a movie about that, don't be surprised. Don't turn around and try to ban my shit. Don't turn around and tell me I can't, make my shit. Give my shit the praise that it needs. But at the same time, in giving art like that the praise that it needs, is like, you're kind of spreading that negativity. And granted, most people feel like when you bring awareness to something, it brings the awareness to make the shit stop. But what you think happened with the tobacco ads? Stop smoking campaigns. Made people smoke more. You made me anxious, like you was really gonna find a way to stop me from being able to get my vice, so I smoke more now. Because in the event they take it away,
just a
Now instead of me buying just a pack and then going back and forth to the store to get a pack, I buy this shit by the carton.
By the carton now.
I get this shit by the box of cartons. You get what I'm saying? Just to have these shit stacked. Ain't nothing gonna happen to my shits. My crib.
Real cigarette smokers just by the carton anyway. I stayed in the crib with a bunch of cigarettes. Them motherfuckers used to grab them hoes, big cartons type shit. Boy, gotta throw the hoes in the freezer.
Keep that shit humid. Keep that shit vibing.
Right.
So, with that being said, it's like, nigga.
Yeah. I also was watching. It's I don't want to get too much into like TV. Okay, I was also watching which brought my attention to it. The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez type shit.
Mm-hmm.
You've been wondering what the fuck that shit about. Yeah. So I watched it. Only reason I watched it because I seen some shit pop up on social media about what the mother going through in prison. So I say, hold on, let me check out before I get outraged at how she's getting treated. Let me see what she did to get in there. So I check it, I look it up. You feel me? I do my research.
Right.
You feel me? I watch the show, and yeah. With that being said, she deserves everything that's coming to her ass.
But what is the actual issue?
Okay, so
of her being in jail, what's the actual issue?
she's locked up. Her and her boyfriend, I believe, is locked up for abuse, neglect, and beating her 8-year-old son to death. Pretty much.
And what is it exactly that she's enduring right now?
I believe they beating her ass and burning her and doing all type of shit. So the son that she had, her son Gabriel Fernandez, 8 years old, I believe, stayed with her for a couple months. Maybe it took. I believe that the abuse lasted for about 8 months. So when he was born, he was bouncing around from family members' houses to family member. He ended up getting back. I don't know how. I never finished it, so I don't know really too much how he ended up back with his mom. He ended up back with his mom, who got a boyfriend, and they got their own their own separate kids. Mm-hmm. But she's abusing them. They got him locked up in a cabinet. Basically, he has no bedroom, no bed. He sleeps in a cabinet in the bottom drawer. They feed him bullshit. When they found him died, the autopsy, of course, took 2 days to complete because he had so many injuries, from fingers to bruising to cuts. He had no fat stored in his body. They found kitty litter in his body because they was feeding him kitty litter. When it was reported, the police came to the crib to come pick him up and come find him and do all this other shit. While they were doing the investigation, when they come to the crib and they got a 911 call. He's not breathing. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. Okay, well, perform CPR. There's no evidence that he performed CPR. The conversation of when he let's just as far as I call the police because my son is going through some life threatening shit, right? So the police come, and as they trying to perform, they telling me to perform CPR on him. I'm acting like I am, but all the evidence points towards that I'm not. If my son's bloody, and I'm supposed to be performing CPR on him, when the police get there, I have no blood on my hands, nor my face, nor my shirt. That says that I wasn't performing CPR. So with that, when that shit comes, and then on top of that, now me and my wife or my girlfriend or my BM get locked up, and the first thing my BM or me asks about is my other set of kids, who's safe, who's not what this 911 call is about. You asking about them, you asking about your cat, you asking about everything but what the kid that you abused is going through. So they basically beat he's 8 years old, they beat him for 8 months. Broken ribs, eye sockets, kidneys, feet, fingers, eyes, all type of shit was, you feel me? So I've been watching this shit. I haven't finished it yet. But like I said before, the only reason I watched it was because some shit popped up on my social media timeline that she's in prison getting abused and beat on. And with that being said, good fucking riddance. Hope they beat your ass to the ground. What? That's what I meant to ask you before. Now that I told, do you think it's appropriate or okay, or how do you feel about having parents having a mental evaluation before they're able to give birth to kids or actually have kids in their custody? What do you think about? Okay, yeah, I'm finna. We know the system could be fucked up sometimes, and they could pretty much paint you how they want to paint you. What do you think about having somebody actually have to go through a mental stability evaluation before they're able to have kids? Because having kids, we already know what it do to women. We know what they could do to a man. So shouldn't somebody be evaluated as far as it goes when it's you want to have a kid? We got to know if you stable enough.
No.
No?
Because it's just like asking somebody, how do you know she's the one? How do you know this is the person I should say I love you to? I don't fucking know. You know. You know when you're ready to have a kid. And when the life just hands you that lemon, you know that you have to make lemonade. To the ones who choose not to, okay, then that's an option that we've been granted because we live in this country. But that's not an option for that's not an option for everybody. I'm sorry, y'all. That's not an option for everybody. That's not an option for every country and every location. You feel me? A lot of people just have to deal with their responsibility. And that responsibility is a new chapter in your life. You're never going to experience it until you experience it. And all that, okay, now I'm ready. How the fuck you know you're ready? You didn't do it yet. That's that kid who said I read the book, but your ass is still scared as shit as soon as you sit in the driver's seat.
True.
I played a video game, but you're still scared when you sit in the driver's seat until the first time you drive. Then the second time, you're more confident. And then as you go on, you're going to be able to run with it.
But an unstable parent is
I get what you're saying.
Like, that's what I mean. Like an unstable parent is way different than just an unstable person. Like, but you have a person to care after. Like, I feel you though. You know what I'm saying?
So I get it. I like, to an extent I do, but the only thing about that, and you know how I think, once you crack a little ripple because you know this part makes sense, the whole thing is open. So everything better make sense. Otherwise, you should have left that shit closed. Because now there's going to be so many people that's like, yo, they deem me unfit, but I am fit. They deem me unfit because of this. They deem me unfit because of that. So are you denying my right to be a parent? Are you denying my God-given right to multiply and be fruitful?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it might be. I mean, there's no thing that can be implemented that's perfect.
Right.
But it can fix a lot of shit.
I get you.
Because some of these motherfuckers, a lot of shit. Like some of these motherfuckers, like we got the lady who threw the baby in the garbage. She should be evaluated. She should have been like certain people. Like, but okay, you know what's crazy? You might have. Hold on. You might have some people that be able to bypass the system as far as the questions go. But you also got those people. If you're not able to bypass the system, like for the people that's able to bypass the system, that means you can alternate, you can switch up, you can change some shit.
A lot of people could argue that.
Yeah, I understand that, but you don't have that until post.
That was post. Baby was out.
We asked you before. I'm asking you about before.
But she probably didn't know that would have been her reaction to. That's just like a lot of people
asking you before.
But again, beforehand, you're gonna tell me I love kids. I've raised my nephew, my cousin, my sister, my niece. I've always been around babies. I'm ready to be a mother. But now you realize that it was your old girl dealing with your little sister crying in the middle of the night. It was your old girl having that back pain but still having to pick the baby up. It was your old girl whose nipples were sore at the end of the day. So you didn't know that. And now you go through
questions asked, like, what would you do if this? What would you do if that? And how would you feel about this? And how would you feel about that? And
no, to properly psych evaluate somebody like that, you gotta sit there and put them in a room and have a whole simulation that's the same numbers as to what it would be if the baby was actually there. Right. So you have the baby crying plus at the decibels that the baby can cry at, and then you measure it how high the decibels you want to take it to when the baby's extremely crying. You're right. You're right. Ear infections.
But that's the extreme.
But
test,
that's the test that you have to put somebody through.
I just made a little evaluation.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't do that because
if
the little evaluation is what you do. If the little evaluation is what you do, then it creates that same ripple that we have with the fucking police department. Which is, you ask a couple niggas some questions and be like, all right, kid, you can't make it. But the other guy who answered it right is like, all right, cool. But that nigga still got a lot of fucked up shit about him. And then into his career, he's out here murdering people. He's out here orchestrating drug rings. He's out here having a whole bunch of side agendas. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
If we would have put that nigga through real stress tests, I would have known that you're not here. Just like the Marines. You ain't built for this shit.
I got you.
Because you got to come into this job being objective. You get what I'm saying? And the only thing that I say about parenting versus a job is adaptive. A lot of people can adapt to it. A lot of people adapt it to a very dark side of it. A lot of people adapt to the light side of it. You get what I'm saying? It's a spectrum. The dark side of it is, hey, I got this human being that I could do whatever I want to do to it. Mm-hmm. Like that wild shit that people scream out like, yo, that's my baby, don't tell me how to. Okay, I hear you, but look what the fuck you're doing to your baby. Look what you're
doing. Yeah. You right. You got a point.
So
just like the like this is not even on the same level as, but like since speaking on Netflix, I also been watching the Emmett Till story on Hulu.
I haven't caught that. I don't think I want to.
A lot of people say they don't want to watch it, and they not, they get to the point where it's like they tired of saying this. Like I had to
they're not tired of saying this. They start tired of hearing that topic. I had they're just trying to tell me about how all these people managed through the adversity to do something that was amazing. So this would give me more courage, more energy, more push to say that even if them niggas could make it through that little shit, then I could make it through this shit, which would make me open my eyes to realize, stop focusing on the buzzard shit and make something great. So you could be on, your Madam CJ Walker. You feel me? You could end up being a fucking W.E.D. Du Bois. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You could turn around and end up becoming a Thurgood Marshall or all these fucking names that we reading all the time, because these niggas were the one making things happen through this shit. So while you turn around and say, I'm just going to be a complainer, now you're just part of the protest. You're the pictures of the niggas getting bit by the dogs.
Fact.
You feel me? You're not the pictures of the niggas who made it at the end. You're not a picture of the niggas who had a strong name in between this shit to begin with. You're not the Langston Hughes that became a martyr for this shit. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And just focusing on negative, you're just complaining about the negative. You're not producing the positive it's not for the future to have positive.
That's the problem. It's not complaining.
All right, that's correct.
It's putting it out. It's letting people know what happened.
Okay.
It's never about complaining. It's never about being like, it's never about pouting, bro. It's always about, look, this is what was done to us. This is what we made it through. This is what these motherfuckers did to us back in the days. And we still here right now.
But sometimes the message doesn't always come off that way.
No.
Sometimes the message don't always come off as this is what happened, this is what we went through, this is why we made it, and this is why we shouldn't let them do it again, and this is how we should prevail. It's not always that message. Sometimes it's just, this is what they did to us. And then just leave it like that.
No.
What?
It's always about it's about how people take it. It's always about this is what they did to us. Now you do what you do. Now you do what you do as you please with the information. But it's always, this is what they did to us. This is where we at. But when you watch it, do as you please with it.
But listen, okay, so the do as you please with the part, right? You can sit there and bring a person, like, for example, how they say you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Make him drink, right?
But I could, if I fucking train my horse, I could tell it drink.
This nigga. You're right.
If you're untrained, then of course I can't help you. But if I've been fucking guiding you, riding you, we've been going through all these journeys, nigga, you listen to me. So now when I give you a message, I'm not gonna say just do what you want with that. Cause now if you decide you finna slit the next nigga throat you see, or the next car you drive on some Fast and the Furious shit, you finna drive as fast as you can. Mm-hmm. Yo, I left you with the wrong message. The first thing I should tell you is don't try this shit at home.
Facts.
The first thing I should tell you is, a lot of this buzzard shit happened, but a lot of people made it out of this and did great things. So before you watch this, just remember, you could be one of the ones that make it out of this and do something great. Now, boom, I'm about to break your heart. And now when you get all this shit, it's like, damn, I can't believe that shit happened. You know, I ain't never gonna let a white person try me like that. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make sure that I elevate. I'm gonna make sure I read. I'm gonna make sure I'm knowledgeable. I'm gonna make sure I get the books. But somebody else turn around and say, yo, a cracker come at me, I'm gonna bust his ass.
Exactly. That's
but you don't need that.
That's on how they interpret this situation. The situation always to show, because we for one we know that it's not gonna get taught in school. They already arguing about getting it taken out. So now we have to tell you what really happened,
right?
Because in the history book, they're gonna tell you some sugar coated, powder puff ass shit.
Okay.
So when we put it in the movie, we gonna make it real. So you do what you please. Either you gonna feel like either you gonna live dormant, or you gonna live out loud. Either you gonna live, you feel me, on your 2 feet and not on your knees type shit. You're not gonna live on some powder puff as regurgitated as PC as delivered story where you read in your books that Yeah, Harriet Tubman sat on the back of the bus and shit. I mean, sat on the front of the bus. She didn't want to move. Oh shit, yeah, I'm tripping.
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks sat on the back of the bus. She didn't want to move. Harriet Tubman did this because she didn't want to be a slave. Martin Luther King did this because he felt unequal. Or Malcolm X did this because he stood up for this. Yeah, we all did that type of shit. But we gotta understand why. What they did afterwards and what you should do afterwards. It ain't about complaining all the time. It's more like you need to know. You always need to know, bro, because a lot of the shit that's being told, they don't want us to know. A lot of shit that's getting in these movies, they don't want us to know.
Away from you at all.
But that's what a lot of
around trying to say.
That's what these movies be for, though.
But listen, here's what I'm saying. It's just like with music. It's just like with a lot of fucking things that goes on in our media that ends up being world media. When shits are oversaturated. When the only thing that my babies can see or pull research upon is going to be negative shit. That's the problem. Yeah. As you just said, our history is negative, right? But that's because that's all you could look up. That's because whoever was jotting shits down only put down the buzzard shits. Now, granted, a lot of buzzard shits was happening, and it had to be documented. But while he was documenting that shit, there should have been a nigga right next to him that was like, yo, I'm finna write all this good shit down.
What good shit?
As far as when you do get the information of
start from Christopher Columbus. What good shit?
What?
Start from him. When he quote
drop the volume.
When he quote unquote discovered America.
Vikings and Indians already was here, but whatever.
I get that part. We know that part.
Alright.
What positive shit? This nigga is.
Listen, man, when you got damn, what the fuck y'all do shit?
You did it, dog.
Oh, fuck. I done cursed a lot. Cut all that shit out. Christopher Columbus, blase.
Stole some shit. Looking for some other shit. Stole some shit. Called the heads, and we didn't even live in dog. America is called America, not Columbus. That tells you everything you need to fucking know.
He got Columbia. Listen,
he got District of Columbia. He got a couple miles. This shit is named America after America. I forget the
cargo.
Yeah, that nigga. This named after a Spanish dude. So you definitely didn't discover this shit. Fucking it being named after a Aboriginal or an Indian. It's not even named after you. But you discovered this shit though. And all you get is a couple miles. But we've been recording long enough, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, you feel me? Welcome to 2022.
Yeah, bitch.
The first episode.
Yeah, bitch.
It's been me, your boy, ADM Marley, and...
your boy, D. Yeah, bitch.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe and click on the notifications. And remember, it's just conversation.